Mrs. Kyndley's Christmas. It was nearly Christmas time. Annie and Clarabel were packed full of people and parcels. Thomas was having very hard work. Come on, he puffed.
We're feeling so full,
grumbled the coaches. Thomas looked at the hill ahead. Can I do it? Can I do it? He puffed anxiously. Suddenly, he saw a handkerchief waving from a cottage window. He felt better at once. Yes, I can, he puffed bravely. He pulled his hardest and was soon through the tunnel and resting in the station. That was Mrs. Kyndley who waved to you, Thomas, his driver told him. She has to stay in bed all day. Poor lady, said Thomas. I am sorry for her. Engines have heavy loads at Christmas time, but Thomas and Toby didn't mind the hard work when they saw Mrs. Kyndley waving. But then it began to rain. It rained for days and days. Thomas didn't like it, nor did his driver. Off we go, Thomas, he would say. Pull hard and get home quickly. Mrs. Kyndley won't wave today. But whether she waved or not, they always whistled when they passed a little lonely cottage. Its white walls stood out against the dark background of the hills. Next day, the sun shone and the birds sang as Thomas puffed happily along his branch line with his two coaches. Come along, sang Thomas. We're coming along, sang Annie and Clarabel. The fireman then looked ahead. Hello, he exclaimed. Look at that! The driver came across the cab. Something's wrong there, he said. Hanging, flapping and bedraggled from a window of the cottage was something that looked like a large red flag. Mrs. Kyndley needs help, I expect, said the driver and put on the brakes. Thomas gently stopped, and just in time to avoid a landslide ahead of them. Cinders and ashes, gasped Thomas. Jiminy Christmas, exclaimed the driver. We shan't get through that even with a bulldozer, groaned the fireman. The guard then came up to Thomas's cab, saw the landslide and the driver pointing to the flag. See if a doctor's on the train and ask him to go to the cottage. Then walk back to the station and tell him we've stopped. The guard did just that, as two passengers left the train and climbed to the cottage. Stay with the train, the driver said to the fireman. I'm going to the cottage. He found the doctor with Mrs. Kyndley. Oh, silly of me to faint, she said. You saw the red dressing gown? You're all safe? Yes, smiled the driver. I've come to thank you. There's a landslide in the cutting, doctor, and Mrs. Kyndley saw it from a window and stopped us in the nick of time. She saved our lives. God bless you, Mum, said the driver and tiptoed from the room. They cleared the line by Christmas Day, but by then huge blankets of snow had fallen as Thomas charged the snowdrifts fiercely. He hated snow. But the sun shone as a special train puffed up from the junction. First came Thomas with his snowplough on, then Toby, and last of all, but very pleased at being allowed to come, was Henrietta. The fat controller was there, and lots of other people who wanted to say thank you to Mrs. Kyndley. Beep, 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 beep. Happy Christmas, whistled the engines as they reached the place. The people got out and climbed to the cottage. Thomas and Toby wished they could go too. Mrs. Kyndley's husband met them at the door. The fat controller, Thomas's driver and fireman and guard went upstairs, while the others stood in the sunshine below the window. The driver gave her a new dressing gown to replace the one that was spoilt. The guard brought her some grapes, and the fireman gave her some woolly slippers and promised to bring some coal as a present from Thomas the next time they passed. Mrs. Kyndley was very pleased with her presents. "Oh, thank you. You are very good to me," she said. "The passengers and I," said the Fat Controller, "hope you will accept these tickets for the South Coast, Mrs. Kyndley, and get really well in the sunshine. We cannot thank you enough for preventing that accident. I hope we have not tired you. Goodbye, and a happy Christmas." Then going quietly downstairs, they joined the group outside the window and sang some carols before returning to the train.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Blow the ancient flute-like carol, la 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 la.
Mrs. Kyndley is now at Bournemouth, getting better every day. And Thomas and Toby are looking forward to the time when they can welcome her back home again.